r/ask Reddit. What is something that makes you say man, I effing hate people? Working in customer service. Absolutely. If you have never worked in customer service before, I can assure you it's worse than you think. There definitely are a lot of harder jobs out there, but I swear I'll lose my sanity working customer service. Worse are the people who treat you like the scum of the earth. Try and claim you should break company policy or do something illegal for them, and then scream I work customer service so I know how things should be. People who litter, especially when there is a bin literally a meter away. Kobe, oh shit, I missed the bin. Might as well leave it there for someone else to pick up. Littering is not member mentality. Managers fire incompetent workers to secure their own position. Much worse is managers refusing to fire incompetent workers because they're lazy or don't want to stir the pot. I work as a programmer. This one guy in his 50s has been around 20 plus years, and he's a ducking moron. And by that I mean, he doesn't try. He gives up fast and easy. He comes over to ask you a question and looks down at you condescendingly as you try to help him. He doesn't know the most basic things. The one time we tried to get him to do something, he broke everything. He beaches all the time. And he's been employed for so long. It's insane. Plastic litter on nature trails is really ducked up to me. Like, how does one enjoy a nature trail and at the same time think it's okay if we all toss Gatorade bottles there? Here in Oregon there is a 10-cent deposit so they don't lay around for long anymore. Not that that forgives the lazy duck who just tosses shit, but at least it helps that some people pick cans and bottles every day. When a co-worker decides to correct me by sending a passive-aggressive email and copying the boss and the whole group instead of just saying something to me privately and in person. My boss used to send out cryptic emails to the entire company about behaviors instead of speaking privately to the person. Things like reprimands for gossiping or reminders to have a positive attitude. It just made everyone wonder if she was talking about them. After working as a critical care nurse for years now, you'd think it would be the countless IV drug abusers or alcoholics that I treat in the MICU. But it's not my patients that make me think that. It's their families. I get that most of the time. People are nervous for their loved ones. They don't want to lose their parent. But I see this situation happen over and over. When it's time, people can't just let go. So 95-year-old Nana comes in and has trouble breathing. We ask her if she would want to be intubated if necessary and says no. She doesn't want that or CPR. But there isn't a form and her daughter is healthcare proxy. Too bad the family doesn't respect that. So we tube her. But her blood pressure can't handle the sedation. So we need to start pressors. Then she develops a pneumonia. So we've got to pump her with antibiotics. But oops. Too bad she's already gone septic. Start some more pressors. Who care if she loses a few fingers and toes in the process? We've got a BP right? Get some bedside dialysis going too. Might as well. Until ultimately, we tell the family it's getting to be futile and we should really just make her comfortable for her own sake. But no, they don't agree. Duck your years of schooling and experience. So Nana codes. I do chest compressions and break all of her ribs in the process. We shock her and slam her with drugs and fluids for a half hour until eventually there's literally nothing more to do. I'm sorry, I know this was such a long rant. I just got off an overnight. But it's happened so often and every single time I just think of the agony we put this person through in their last days on earth, all because a family couldn't respect their loved one's wishes. Please, when it's time, just let me pump them with morphine and Ativan and let them go in peace and comfort. ED nurse here, spot on, or even worse. You get Nana coming in just barely pre-code with the one family member who's been taking care of them throughout whatever terminal disease process they have. They have leveled with the idea that their mom is going to die and as DNI. The patient is about to die, when all the family members who haven't been around run in screaming at you that you need to save Nana, that she'll bounce back, that she has more time, that you don't know what you're talking about, that if you don't save her they'll kill you, etc. People being a-holes to serve as hosts at a restaurant. My mom used to tell me, don't mess with the person who cooks your food. When I was being mischievous or difficult as a kid, I think of it all the time in regards to coffee shop restaurant courtesy now. I was a server, and I was told that suicide is the only way out. Looked at me like they wanted me to off myself right there with a dinner fork. for their amusement. What rotten people I had to deal with. Thankfully they were just a minuscule fraction compared to people that were genuinely pleasant to serve, and I don't wait tables anymore. People like Epstein were so brazenly breaking the law. The worst part of this is that Epstein was the ringleader, but there are currently dozens, if not hundreds, of pedophiles that were employing his services who will likely never see any kind of repercussions for their actions. Even when he was alive, they were already setting him up to be the fall guy. Lately there have been quite a few instances of someone or potentially multiple people putting poisoned meat out near dog parks. There is absolutely no valid reason to do that, and I hope they catch the asswipes. My colleague's dog died because of this. She was devastated. They called themselves dog hunters for some reasons. Man, if someone tried to hurt my dogs I'd ducking eat them. People who say, oh, it's their job to clean up after me, or I'm making sure that they're still employed as an excuse for not cleaning up after themselves in public. Like number. You don't leave a soda spilled everywhere and then not even attempt to clean it up. You don't leave rolls and rolls of toilet paper all over the floor in the bathroom. You don't leave bags of popcorn and drinks and popcorn all over a theater floor and seats. Take responsibility. Clean up your mess. My dad does this. I work in the cinema so I get free tickets, but he refuses to clean up after himself and says it's their job. Does he not realize I literally work there? Screw his free tickets. People that find the utmost joy in saying nasty shit behind others' back. Either that or people that plot on other people's demise. You know, like sit there and watch them make a mistake only to use it against them for their own personal gain when they could have just helped them in the first place. People who mistreat animals. I just can't fathom the mindset that enables someone to hurt truly innocent creatures. I agree. Animals deserve respect and protection. All animals, not just the ones we like. I agree except for wasps. Duck wasps. People who drive drunk or texting. But I can do it. It's just everyone else who'd be dangerous when they do it. My sister-in-law recently lost her license to yet another DUI. Her main defense was, well, I haven't crashed the car yet. I must be an exception. People who don't return their grocery cart. Like, who do you think you are? At Aldi you can pay for the privilege of not returning the cart. Porch pirates. People thinking, hey, I know that's not mine but I want it so I'm taking it, makes my blood boil. We had that happen in our neighborhood once. Now I'm surrounded by 3 very nosy neighbors. Any strangers in the cul-de-sac and 3 sets of blinds get split by suspicious figures. I could have the Hope Diamond delivered by Amazon to my doorstep and I wouldn't worry about it. When people twist the truth and accuse you of things you didn't do and people side with them. Oh boy, I went through a divorce. I could prove every lie she told wasn't true, and people still sided with my ex-wife about the terrible things she accused me of. You just have to accept people will believe whatever they want or hear first and accept it as gospel. When they did something obviously wrong and still openly denies it. Adults who take youth sports way too seriously. This is one of the most important posts. They ruin sports for their children and other children as well. I hated the parents who would kiss ass to the coach and get their kid played. My parents didn't have time to watch me play, so I never did. Not saying I was good, but I don't need a 40-year-old reminding me at every game when I'm finally out on the field. Call down Karen, your 8th grader has played 30 full minutes and we are still losing. She isn't getting a damn scholarship. People who can't take no for an answer and will push you to agree except what they say. People who can't accept criticism when they duck up and affect other people's lives. People who can't have a discussion where they are being told a fact and they disprove it because back in the day, or authority arguments should always win. It teaches you some hardcore patience when you have to deal with people like these on the daily. When people don't pick up their dog's poop. This is a major issue where I live. We have lots of trails and people will either leave dog poop where it lies, or bag it up then leave it on the trail. Which is worse because now you have a non-decomposable shit bomb someone is bound to step on at some point. People who abuse their power and get away with it scot-free. One of my friends are being bullied to the point of wanting to commit suicide because he is against underage drinking and drugs. FaceTime in public. Man, duck those people. My issue is less about in public and more people who do it on speaker or in places like while walking on the sidewalk or on the bus where you're actively bothering other people. If you want to FaceTime and talk through your headphones at a normal volume in a park or something, or FaceTime your parents from the grocery store to make sure this is the thing they needed, I don't mind much. When people slow down as soon as they cut in front onto your lane on the highway. Worst is when they do it with no blinkers. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.